Hey everyone, welcome to this week's conversation. I appreciate you tuning in. My guests tonight are rising stars in the world of country music, and they've made a name for themselves in other genres as well. So please welcome to the conversation singer, songwriter, and sister brother duo, Juna and Joey. Hey guys, welcome to the show.
What's
Hey,
going
thank you
on?
so much for having us.
It is my pleasure. And, we're going to get talk about quite a bit of things. I want to try to squeeze as much as we can here right now. And we're also going to talk about a particular venue that you might be sitting right near right now around here. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. And also some new music, what you got coming up and all that good stuff, because you guys got a lot going on. But before we talk about any of that, I'd love to hear about how, when, and where it was that your musical journey started. And was it at the same time for each of you? Because I understand it might not have been.
No, it definitely wasn't at the same time. I started singing when I was 3 years old, or 3 or 4 years old, and 4 years old. And I got inspired to start getting into music from watching the movie The Little Rascals every day on my way to school in the car. I was obsessed with that movie. And particularly the talent show scene when Darla and Alfalfa sang Love by Frank Sinatra. I would watch it over and over again. And I learned the song and performed it for our dad on our coffee table. And he was crying. He's like, we need to get her into lessons. This is amazing. This is beautiful. And so that's when I started getting into music lessons. And that's kind of when Joey decided to join me.
Yeah, I was a big sports guy. I played any sport you can think of, and did that for a while. And eventually, I would go to my sister's lessons and watch her sing and perform and do the warm ups and the all that. And so one time I went to one of her lessons and the teacher was like, "So do you like dabble with music?" I'm like, "Yeah, I listen to it, once in a while and hum and stuff. Not too much into the music, but." She was like, well, why don't you come to the piano and, sing a little something and hum? And I was like, all right. So I did. And she was like, oh my God, like you have a voice of an angel. You know, we got to get you lessons, So then, we started doing lessons together. And then a couple of months down the road, we joined the School of Rock. I don't know if you know
Oh, yeah.
School of Rock. And we did that for a couple years. And then we broke off and did our own rock band, played Led Zeppelin, Blondie,
Art, all the
all
good
sorts of
stuff.
that jazz. And
Oh, yeah.
did that for a little bit. And then we got, into the school of Berkeley College of Music.
Wow.
And so we've been doing that for a long time. And that's when we started writing. And we've been doing the duo ever since after that.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we also appreciate our first and longest running sponsor of the show, Tom and his team of insurance professionals at the Malin Agency. If world-class customer service and doing business with someone you can trust is important to you, give Tom and his team a call today for all your insurance needs. I'm glad you just brought that up about the writing because, as someone who back in high school and the college, I started out doing covers and things like that, and then started writing my own songs, and I kind of gravitated more towards that. But what was it that inspired you to start writing your own songs after doing those covers?
Well, I had a piano teacher at the time, and she would do a recital, and a lot of the kids started performing their own original. So I said to her,
Hmm.
I'm like, I would love to perform my own original. And so then she kind of started mentoring me on songwriting. We would write here and there, like little songs. And I look back, I'm like, woo,
I was back. I'm like,
some
woo.
of those songs. But we were just getting started out in music and our finding our voice and writing and
Hmm.
like that and learning the whereabouts of it. But then I would perform them at the recitals, and then Joey and I started writing together, and then we started working with a writing coach from Los Angeles. And ever since then, we've just been trying to, work on our craft,
Yeah. And as we get older, obviously the writing just gets better and better. And
progresses, and
you have
Yeah.
more experiences. And between all the things our mom and dad says and our manager, like I could write so many songs about it. Like it's just, they say so many words that you can easy pickings.
yeah, easy
Yeah.
song titles just right out of their mouth.
Is, isn't it kind of amazing when you have, I call it like a radar. Once you start writing and you kind of get in that mode, you'll be in the supermarket and somebody will say something. You could be anywhere and you'll
Yes.
hear a phrase or you'll see a road sign. It's kind of crazy how that works, isn't it?
That is so true. That happens to us all the time. People will say things all the time. We're like, oh, that's one for the hook book. And that's another thing. We have this notes page in our phone where we'll write down ideas or song titles or different things that we want to write about, stories that we've heard. And we'll just kind of go back to that when we get into a session and when we sit down to write, just so they're all there in front of us. And we pick kind of whatever is resonating at the time.
Yeah, and obviously the writing definitely started, happening more since we moved to Nashville. And
We've collaborated with so many other artists as well and songwriters.
Because Nashville is the
Place
home
to
of
be.
country music and,
Of
and
course.
songwriting where country music's at. So
Yeah, and I remember a couple years ago, the first time I had Allie Colleen on the show, and I remember Allie saying when she went to Nashville and she was writing, she always wanted to be the worst one in the room because she knows she could only get better from there, because you have such incredible talent, the best in the world. So I can't even imagine what that must be like. And I've had some of the biggest and best on sharing their stories. And one of my dreams one of these days is to head south from suburban Philadelphia and go just hang out at one of those writing sessions, because I just can't even imagine the magic that must happen when you guys get together and just put everything together. And I mean, is there anything like that? It's got to be amazing.
No, it's so amazing.
in the room, like it's pretty magical.
It's just an energy.
It's an energy thing. Sometimes like we'll write together or we'll write separate, or we'll have the more the merrier. I feel like the more people that are in the room and they all brainstorm and bring something together, then the product is just much more of a,
it's just easier. I feel like to collaborate. Like you could have one song idea and 5 people in the room and everybody interprets it differently, so you have so many ideas for one title and you just really maximize the story. But other times, like when it's kind of a more intimate song, it's easier to write with just 1 or 2 people. That way you could really open up and just really write from the heart. It's kind of maybe a little bit intimidating for something personal if it's a whole group of people, but it honestly just depends on the story.
Yeah, and nowadays, like with AI, you can just pull up
you can just go on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Write a song for me about such and such, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Now, I'd be curious about this because I know this is going back a long time, but when I started writing, I started realizing there was this sort of moment where I was like, oh, because I had listened to classic rock and Southern rock and different things most of my life. And then all of a sudden, when I started writing, I was like, I think these are like country songs. There was something about writing and country and the story, like you guys were mentioning stories. I started realizing that even though I was in the Philadelphia area, I was like writing country tunes. So did that same kind of thing happen? Because I know you said early on you were doing those rock songs and Blondie and Heart and all that good stuff. So did the writing sort of help take you towards a more country path?
That's actually funny because I feel like we have a similar story as yours, because like you were saying, we grew up, like, and our dad is from New York, so he's an old rocker, so we always had rock songs on the radio. And our mom didn't listen to too much music. I mean, she listened to a little bit of country music while we were growing up, but kind of rock was our main thing for a while. But then we had a mentor who was mentoring our rock band that we had apart from School of Rock, and he was a big country guy. Like he loved country music, he loved Southern rock, and
he's like, you got to do "Can't You See," man.
Yeah, Darius Rucker. We need to do some Darius Rucker.
We need to play that song.
And especially with the writing, like during that time when we started writing, he came into our life and all of it kind of came together. Like we were writing these stories and music that just like came from the heart. We were finding ourselves wanting to be like, well, what if this happened to this person? And then she met him, and all the stories kind of just came together. So I feel like that's how the country music just found us. Honestly, it was through our writing.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens. I appreciate you sharing that because another thing I remember is I started getting in the country really back in the early to mid 90s, which was like when it just exploded. And I would go to concerts and go to shows and like a Southern rock show would break out. And it was like, wow, this isn't like what people used to say country music was like. This stuff kicks butt.
Honestly, nowadays it's like anything. Country's anything.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you can
evolving
do anything
so much.
Country, really.
No, that's a great point. Now, we've talked about kind of that transition and how you started writing and doing things like that. In addition to doing the covers, doing the original songs, was there a moment or an event when you guys were like, you know what, this is the path for us. This music thing. This is the path we're going to take.
I don't think there was like an exact moment, but after we kind of transitioned over into the brother and sister duo, that's kind of when I guess it became like our brand. Just from that decision on to like become a duo, then we started our Instagram, and then we're like, oh, we could post a couple things here and there, and then years later, it led to this.
Yeah,
It kind of
it's
just happened. Like we weren't like,
yeah.
this is the day
I
our
think
music career starts.
I think really like it started happening when we started posting on YouTube.
Yeah,
We start
that's when it became
yeah,
more serious,
we
of
were
course.
posting on YouTube consistently and seeing like hundreds of subscribers a day, and we're like, wow, it's we were getting like this
Fan
this
base
fan base
growing.
growing,
Yeah.
and then eventually TikTok came about, so we started posting on there, and that's like kind of the big thing now. So, but we still also go live on TikTok as much as we can, and we get our fans interacting with us on live. But yeah, I would say when we started social media, that's really when we made it official.
I have to tell you, because for the folks watching, some of the numbers, the views, and things that you guys have, grown over the years, it blew me away when I was looking at some of the numbers. And then after watching your videos, it's like, oh, no wonder. They're really good. This is really
Thank you.
good, content. And I think that, in today's world, I've had so many artists on from multiple genres, but probably the majority is country. And some of them had huge record deals 15, 20, 30 years ago, and they're independent now. And many of them never had a deal. So when you can have success on social media and grow an organic following like that, that's incredible. Because I really think that's about the best way to do it today, because you turn on country radio, at least around where I am, and there's about 8 songs on the rotation over and over and over again. That's
This is
Yeah,
it.
true. Yeah, no, definitely. I think social media has definitely helped us out so much in our career. Like Joey said, that's where we got our start. And, looking back, we definitely took it for granted for sure. Because when we transferred over to TikTok, obviously it's a much different platform,
Yeah.
a lot of shorter length content. It's more like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and it's changed so much even since the platform came out. But we were used to filming a whole song, whole length video. We would film it. We had an editor, he would edit it, and we would record the music. It was like a week or 2 week process for 1 or 2 videos. So it was like we would put like our heart and soul into these
Yeah.
videos. And obviously we looked so much younger. But
yeah,
no, I think it's definitely
yeah.
changed.
Now TikTok is like 7 seconds. They want to hear you, and then if they like it, they follow. If
Yeah.
they don't, they swipe. So it's
Yeah,
all
so
about
it's not, you don't have as much engagement,
yeah,
whereas on YouTube we were getting like 200,000 views and hundreds of comments. And at the time we are like, oh, this is great. And then we transferred over to TikTok. We were like, oh, this is a different platform.
Yeah.
Like it's different now. So yeah, we're just, adjusting to the platforms as they continue to grow and change.
Yeah, and I think it's great that you were able to do that, because I've seen, if I put out a full episode on certain formats, it's going to do well, but then on others, I'll chop it into reels and then attach a link to the full episode. So it's the same kind of thing. I've seen it with, artists, musical artists. I've seen it with comedians. They'll put out like one joke, and then hopefully you put out another one, another one, another one, and then maybe their 30-minute special will get some traction. So
Yeah.
it's taken short attention span to a whole new level, I think. But kudos to you guys for working it. And again, for the great content. And I have to say, before I ask my next question, one of my favorite videos, and I did watch it on YouTube. I'm on TikTok a little bit, but on YouTube a lot more. Your guys' version of Till You Can't crushes it. And that is a difficult song. Like, that's one of those ones that you better get it right if you're going to cover that one. You guys killed it. It's awesome.
thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
It's funny. We have a funny story about that. Cody Johnson has been like such an inspiration to me forever. Like since I found him, like I just freaked out when he was at CRS, a country radio seminar here in Nashville that we go to all the time. And I was like freaking, everybody knew. Every time they see me, they're like, "Oh, Cody's playing tonight. Cody's playing," because I just couldn't stop talking about him. I love him so much. His voice is like butter. His music is everything. And so we got to see him, and he gave us such great advice. And I think it had to do with the song "Till You Can't," because he said to us, he said, never go into the studio and record something that you can't hit live.
And that
Yeah.
high part with
And
Until You
that
Can't,
part, he nails it every time.
yeah, that part, like
Yeah.
that was like basically what he was referring to.
Yeah.
Oh,
So how
that
we think
long
about
note
that.
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to like hit those notes every time consistently on the mark, every time you play, no matter if it's 6 a.m. or if you've been touring for 3 months, so I think that advice was really good. And we think about that now when we go into the studio. We're like, how is this going to translate to our live shows? And when we have to perform it acoustically, we really think about those things. So some great advice from him.
It is, and I think it's especially true in country music, because there are other genres out there where, you can tell there's a lot of auto tuning going on, even on live performances. There's a lot of lip syncing, a lot of tracks, a lot of stuff. But in
Mm.
country, it's more pure. I think
Mhm,
Yeah, it's
often
definitely.
it's
more
more
raw.
pure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Before I ask my next question, I have to divert just a little bit because there's something that's been kind of coming through in our conversation thus far that I've seen in every clip I've seen of you guys, whether you're performing or doing another interview. And that's just how genuine and nice you guys are. Where does that come from? Because it really comes through.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
I think I don't
I mean, I
know.
wouldn't say it comes from our parents. No,
No,
but I don't know. I don't know.
I
We
think
just, we just,
they just raised us up to be nice, to be kind to everybody, just
Mm.
to be yourself. You never know what someone else is going through. You don't know what somebody's life looks like or what yesterday looked like for them, and you never know
Yeah.
what tomorrow looks like for you. So just have to treat everybody kind and loving and just to spread positivity. Honestly, there's no need
Oh,
for negativity anywhere at any time. Everybody's going through something. Everybody wants to be surrounded by people that have a positive energy. So that's kind of just what we like to put out into the universe.
now I just want everybody watching to know that this was not staged. Okay. We did not practice this question and answer
wasn't
beforehand. But what
staged.
you just said about positivity and putting that out there, Juna, I have to tell you, when I launched this show with my partner at the time, Rosie, and we did it together for several years, our goal was to have a place on social media where people could go for positive and inspirational content. And our tagline was your social media source for positivity. That's
Wow,
what we
that's so
wanted to
sweet.
do.
That's perfect.
I
So
mean,
when I see it and I hear it in other people, like that radar, I just
yeah.
gravitate towards it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just the way to live life. I mean, about spreading positivity and surrounding yourself with people that feel the same way and just,
Yeah.
you know, putting
Hmm.
that out
Yeah,
and receiving it.
we also did a song for anti-bullying, and we wrote it. Um, we
A long
actually
time ago.
yeah we actually went to our old school and we did a music video and filmed it. And bullying is happening all over the world and it's not necessary. So we made a song
Right.
about it, and
And we took that song.
it's very life changing for all the kids that listen to it because they were like, you know, we would get DMs all the time saying like, "Oh my God, I got bullied like throughout school," and this song like,
And people would, yeah,
yeah,
message us their
they messaged
story.
us and be like, that really like hit home.
Yeah, we
Wow.
responded to a lot of people personally just because it means a lot for somebody that pushes anti-bullying and someone that puts out a song to really connect with the people on a personal
Yeah.
level through DMs and respond to their stories and just be there for them and know that somebody loves them, someone's there for them, and there is positivity in the world and they shouldn't stop searching for it. And
Yeah,
we even took that song over to the UK. We did a school tour
we
through
talked to
England,
them. Yeah,
Scotland, and Wales, and
Wow.
we did a tour on anti-bullying and mental health. We did a speech, and then we performed them some country music. Some of them had never listened to country; they'd never even been to a
they were like,
concert.
"Oh my God, it was amazing." They're like, "Can you put watermelon sugar?" So we actually had like a little bit of Harry Styles mixed in there with a little
Yeah,
country. They're like, "Hey, Luke Combs."
yeah.
So
Wow.
it was fun.
It was so great to connect with them, like I said, on that level, and just be able to talk with them, kid to kid. And a lot of them were our age, and so it was really nice. And we have them even comment, like he said, to this day.
Yeah,
Wow. So
they're very supportive over
Yeah,
there in the
very.
UK. Like when we went to the shows, they bought merch. They came up to us and was like, "Man, it was so cool." Like
They're like, "Can you sign my arm and my forehead
saw
and
on
my
the
cheek?" I'm
forehead.
like, "All right, you can't be signing random body parts."
So, so see that you guys can connect all around the world. I mean, it's contagious, it's infectious, that kind of positivity and that kind of message, but you still have to be genuine and
But
people can see that and sense that. So congratulations. That's phenomenal. I appreciate you sharing that story.
thank you so much.
No, absolutely. Okay, so now we got to talk a little bit about a place that is not too far from where you guys are right now. This songwriters venue that you guys just recently launched, right? Round here.
Yes, it is currently in the process of. We have been renovating it for a while, and you
Okay.
might hear the saw that's going right now. That's
Okay.
been going. I'm trying to text and be like, "Can you not saw right now?" And
We
so
keep
we
it
just,
real around here,
yeah,
folks, because if there's stuff going on, the work must
yeah.
go on.
Yeah, so we're thinking about doing, obviously, it's gonna be a songwriting venue, so there's gonna be music. We just put the sound system in not too long ago, and it sounds like butter. So we can't wait to plug in and really start playing. And we're gonna be servers there, June and I, and we're also gonna be continuing doing our career as well. So it's Plan B, or it's just something that we can
Wow.
do to make a little money while we do,
And make a
the
lot of
tour.
connections for sure. I mean, we already know so many
Yeah.
songwriters in Nashville, but there's obviously so many more we don't know. So it would be so great to get new people in here and meet some new writers. And yeah, it's going to be so great. It's going to be a big community of music lovers and great people.
Probably have some
And
cool folks
positive
back
people.
and
Yes, positive people, positive vibes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I wish you all the best with that. And when I do make my way down there, I will be stopping by to visit, and I'll try to time it on a day or a night that you guys are there so that we can meet in person in case it's there, or when you guys are performing either up in this area or when I'm down a little bit further south. So, in terms of performing, touring, new music, anything in the works for the rest of this year and early next year?
we have a couple of shows coming up. We have a show down in Florida, our home base, Tiki 52. Jason Aldean plays there a lot, and that's like our Florida gig. We're kind of like
Yeah, that's our I
can't think of
forgot
the
the
word.
word. I forgot it too. Our I can't think of
Yeah,
the
I
word.
can't think of the word.
It's the venue that we play at consistently.
Okay.
I can't think
I
of the
can't
word,
think of
but
the word.
we'll think of it maybe and let you know. And we also
Um,
have a show at Roundup, which is a nightclub, like a line dance country bar down in Florida. And then we have a folk festival that we're going to in February.
Oh, wow.
And yeah,
yeah,
we're
and then
really
we're
excited.
we're gonna be continuous, writing songs, and we're gonna probably have a tour next year, something
Yeah,
in
and
the works
we're
like that.
getting ready to record some new music to get back into the studio. We're just finishing up our last album that we recorded, our last group of songs, and we're going to be getting back in and doing some new music. And I feel like our writing has been changing a lot. It's just kind of been like ever growing. And with this new batch of songs we're going to go into record, we're really excited about the sound, and we hope that the public is loving and resonating with them. But we're going to be posing some little teasers out there soon.
Well,
So we're
I hope that you guys, I hope that the problem that you have is that there's so many great songs to choose from.
That you
You
don't
have
know
to
the ones to
struggle
record.
with picking the best ones to put on the new album.
That is a
yeah.
hard thing.
I mean,
That
we
is,
love them all, right?
yeah.
Like we wrote them, but each
Yeah.
song that we write, we're like, oh, this one's the best. Oh, and then we're like, wait, no, we wrote a new one, so this one's the best. It's just a cycle.
And like with writing, all songs don't have to be for you. Like you can
Yeah.
pitch songs to
Yeah.
other artists and put songs in movies. We're also trying to get in the works of doing a Hallmark
Yeah.
movie and
So
acting.
Okay.
Hallmark, hit us up.
You know,
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Okay, so I've got two last questions for you guys, and I'd be curious to get each of your responses to each one. One is looking at your journey thus far, okay, and what you guys have done, what would you say are some of your favorite memories musically?
I would say when we went to LA and we did the America's Most Musical
I
Family.
didn't say that.
Oh my
You
God,
took my
were you?
answer.
Oh my
Stop.
God. So yeah, when we went to LA, it was a crazy experience. We got to meet all the judges. David Dobrik was on the show,
Debbie Gibson,
Debbie Gibson,
Oh,
Sierra.
wow.
Sierra, and yeah, I just remember it was first time I think we were on national television as well, so it was a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And we sang "Beautiful Crazy" by Luke Combs, and the sound system was off the charts.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
And yeah, it's
It was a
on
crazy
YouTube
experience.
as well. You can watch it, and yeah, I would say that was wild.
Okay, since he took my answer, no, another one of my favorite memories is when we did a tour through the Midwest with Cade Fainer, Gabby Barrett's husband now, not at the time, but now. And that was our first tour that we had ever done. And we our manager picked us up on our last day of school, and we started right then and there in Jacksonville, and we toured the entire summer. We were like what, like 16, 15 maybe even 14. I don't know. We were so young, and it was our first tour, and it was just such a way to like kind of start out into touring because it was the best. Like our family's a big foodie family, so we would stay in Airbnbs and like cook meals together like as a family, and it was just such a great experience. And we traveled in this van.
This van's got a lot of
Yeah,
miles on it. It's got 215,840.
so
Oh
yeah,
my
it's getting up there.
God.
Yeah, we drove everywhere. We performed in a new city every night. It was just an incredible experience. Let's see.
Wow.
And
Well, it's good.
another experience too. We went to Willie Nelson's 90th birthday party.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool
Yeah,
in
that was
LA.
insane.
And he also gave me a pick. One of his picks that
Yeah.
was signed.
Well,
And
he didn't give it to you, but we picked it up.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I think the story sounded just fine as it was.
Yeah, right. I mean, actually, yeah, you're right. Continue.
We actually also met Brian Kelly from
Florida Georgia Line.
was Florida Georgia Line. And then we also met Miranda Lambert, which was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that must have been an amazing party to be at. That's incredible. Man.
Yeah, that was oh, another one. I'm sorry, I gotta tell you one more.
Okay.
So we actually were at a Florida Georgia Line concert way back, like a couple years ago. It was Morgan Wallen was opening. Before Morgan Wallen was Morgan Wallen. He was opening for Dan and Shay, who was opening for Florida Georgia Line. Like, talk about a lineup. Like
Oh,
that
wow.
was like the lineup of all lineups. So we went backstage with them and we were in their prayer circle right before they went on stage, and they were doing shots, but we were not. We were way younger. And they even let me on the bus because I had to use the bathroom. So I was on their tour bus.
Oh my God.
And we were watching the show backstage, and the friend we were with who was on tour, she got to sing Meant to Be on stage with them. BB Rex's part. It was so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is phenomenal. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, look at that. Well, I mean, that's when you have acts like that, it's like who goes first, who goes in the middle, you know, it's
I know,
just,
right? Like, it's just, they're all great.
wow. No, absolutely. Okay, so those are some great memories. I appreciate it. So now I got my last question. It's kind of similar, but maybe a little different. What are you most proud of?
My parents, for, putting on, this journey that we have, because without them,
Hmm.
We were proud to have their support for this
Wow.
career. And just, I feel like I'm proud of us, like, for just like, no matter how many no's we got, or no matter how long it took us to get a couple followers on YouTube, or no matter how tired we were going back to school after tour, or no matter how many kids stopped being our friend because we couldn't text them back on time, or for dumb reasons, or things like that, or the people that doubted us and said, you guys, music, blah, 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 music doesn't work, and duos don't work as well as solo artists, and all these things that people have said to us, or all the setbacks. I'm proud of us for continuing on and just pushing through all of that.
Because it doesn't stop. Your music career never stops, no matter what it is. And whatever takes us down the road, I'll be happy with it, because I get to sing music and
play and write, and that's the best part about it. So I'm proud of us for sticking with this journey and writing it out.
And you're just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will tell you, I mean, having had the opportunity to interview country music Hall of Famers, gospel music Hall of Famers, rock and roll music Hall of Famers, I will tell you, they all stuck with it, no matter what. And they all had to start somewhere, and they all got more than their share of no's. And not all of them had the support of their parents.
Yeah.
And I know that is a huge help. And I think that's wonderful also that you acknowledge that, because as you were saying that, Joey, I was thinking back to like when I kind of sprung it on my parents that, hey, I want to be a rock star or a sportscaster, and they were like, okay, but what are you going to do for your job?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Yeah, I mean, they had started, putting the money into sports, but it just, I don't think the sports was going to go. And then,
my mom, she's a retired nurse, and she goes, oh, I'm getting my doctor, baby. I'm getting my surgeon. And both of us like pass out at the sight of blood. We couldn't be farther in the medical field or industry.
It took a total switch.
But what's funny is that our dad's dad, our grandpa, my dad's side, was an opera singer in Italy. And my grandpa on my mom's side, he grew up playing in a country band, anything with strings. Like, he was an instrumentalist to the max. So I guess you could say it skipped a generation.
Definitely,
and here we are.
Yeah.
Industry.
Because my dad be singing, and I'm like, Dad, that's not the word.
We didn't get our talent. No.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, again, I thank you guys so much. I know you got work going on right there, just outside where you're at right now, right at your place, and all those amazing things you have coming up. And I just look forward to seeing and hearing more from you guys and to meet you in person down the road. I want to thank you again for joining me and wish you all the best the rest of this year and into next year. And I have a feeling that van by the end of next year is going to have about 500,000 miles on it.
We hope so. It's riding out with us.
All right. Well, thanks again. And folks, we thank you for watching. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
This week's episode has been brought to you by Doherty & Company Insurance Services for all your business and personal insurance needs. Our friends at Tennis Addiction in Exton, PA. And the Malin Agency, where exceeding expectations is how they do business.